Hey everybody, welcome to your Friday market update. This, as you will know by now, is a comprehensive update of all of the videos that I've been filming this evening. Every single one of them has been compiled into this short episode, so you guys will get to see all of the stocks that we've been paying attention to. Perhaps you may know some of them, perhaps you may not. If you don't, perhaps it'll bring your attention to some potentially very interesting stocks on the market right now. Again, simply just a compilation video. You may enjoy it, you may not. However, if you do, make sure to leave a like, guys, and do subscribe. It helps me out a lot. You may hear that a lot over the course of this video, but yeah, let's jump in. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to today's Soun stock update. In the past month we are seeing the stock drop by 11%, but look at what we've seen since the 27th of August up to now. Stock is actually up by 18.5%. In the past 5 days the trend is red, down by 3%, and today we're down by a further 3.16. With all of this, the question becomes, where does Soun stock go next? Well, whilst I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice, over the course of this short video I'll be sharing with you all of my personal thoughts and opinions. If it sounds like a good episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. Anyway, jumping straight into this one. I think this one is very interesting. We're now seeing Soun see this pattern. You know, we've seen a higher high, which is absolutely great, but now we're seeing a lower high, right? And you've got to ask the question of what levels we're paying attention to now. Well, if we are not able to hold on to levels at the current moment, I think we're looking at levels just slightly lower at 1351. The reason why I say this, you may be able to see, we've seen support levels at this point here, 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 and also here. This is historically a strong level. Again, I'm going to call it 1350. I think that is the next level that we could be looking to the downside. Also here as well, we've seen it hold up, right? So this is a historically strong level for the stock at the moment. If we are able to hold on to that, then we could be looking to again potentially retest and go higher. Now, if that does not hold up, and if we are going to drop lower than that, I think there's every possibility that we touch at least $12 again. If we for some reason or in some possibility are able to hold on to these levels or bounce briefly off them, perhaps what we've just seen is the bounce, right? In which case we're looking to break above levels initially at 1485, difficulty both here and at this point in the past. If we can do that, you could be looking for a push to 1650, 1680, which would potentially set the road for $17 and above. In this video, all I intend to do is share with you the levels that I am paying attention to. So there they are. I think if I had to guess, or if I had to put my money in it, guys, I would personally say there's more likelihood in my eyes of that downside potential, even if it is only, you know, a little bit down to the 1350 range. I think that's slightly more likely at this time. Again, that's just my opinion though, and perhaps things will play out differently. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Thank you for your time, and I hope I'll see you again. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a brief look today at Bbai AI stock, which we are seeing over the past month drop by 15%. However, what you are seeing and what is definitely worth paying attention to is that most of this drop is coming really up until the 10th of September. What are you noticing since in the last 2 days? Stock is up by 6, almost 7%. This does signify a trend change potential, which is certainly worth paying attention to. As I say, the stock is certainly moving in the right direction, which is very, very interesting. Over the course of this really quick update video, I'll be giving you all of my thoughts on it. If it sounds good, please do like it and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. As always, I remember this is not financial advice. Anyway, jumping straight in. Key things to note here on this stock. It does very much now appear that we are establishing a bottom, which is roughly 470, 472. This is good. We've seen this hold up both here and here as well, so we do have a little bit of validity that this is a relatively strong level. Now, we are still very, very close to that bottom. It's certainly, if we are going to see a turnaround, it is certainly very early days into that. And again, then you've got to ask what the potential is. Well, you are seeing the RSI climb quite a bit, certainly still into the normal range, but worth considering that growth that we have seen in this indicator. Now to the upside, levels that we need to push above, very clearly a lot of difficulty at 535, where we were not able to get above in the past day or so. Then you are looking at levels which are going to be more like 560, 565, before a potential push up to $6, $6.10, and ultimately $6.50, where we would regain contact with this previous price point that we have seen before the recent gap down. Now, is this really a confirmation of a price trend change yet? Absolutely not. It certainly is still early days, and that is worth considering. But is it a stock to be paying attention to? In my opinion, very possibly. It could be a stock to put on your watch list and at least have your eye on. Let me know what you think to it in the comments. Thank you for your time. See you again soon. Okay guys, quick update tonight looking at Tesla stock. We are seeing Tesla stock rise by well in excess of 7% today, which is very impressive. The past 5 days over here now looking very green. You know, from about the 10th, we were initially seeing this trend change to the upside, but now you're really seeing it pick up. In this period alone, we've seen the stock rise by 13%, and in the past month you can see 16% gains. Very impressive to say the least. The question now becomes, where do we go from here, and what are some of the key levels that I personally am looking at? Well, over the course of this short video, I will be sharing all of them with you. If you do enjoy these videos, please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Again, do remember I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, but we must jump in. So let's have a look briefly on the chart. So as you can see, Tesla now breaking well in excess of these levels, 350, 355, now significantly something of the past. The question is now becoming, well, are we going to be able to hold on to key levels that we have seen in the past? You are now seeing resistance levels much, much higher. We're seeing them round about 360, 396, I should say, 396, 397. We're seeing resistance at this point. Now, we have noted this in the past, both here and here as well, right? This is historically a tricky level to get above. If we can break above that, you could be looking for levels even higher, right? That could be the next push up to 417, maybe even higher than that, but all time will tell. Now, in terms of downside potential, you've got to consider that too. This stock is very much coming up to the, well, it is in the overbought range on the RSI, something certainly worth considering. Now, are we going to be able to carve out a new level of support? Ideally, we're looking at something which is going to be higher than where we were in the past few weeks, right? You could be looking at levels of support which are at 360 if we were to drop. You could be looking even higher at something like 386. It very much depends on the strength that we see coming into the markets in the next few days. Either way, these are some of the key levels that I am looking for. Time will tell what actually happens. Again, just for another example, we could be looking at 380 as we have seen here in the past too, and here too. So that could be the next level to watch out for. 380 to the downside. It's possible. To the upside, you could be pushing up to, of course, 400 and maybe beyond that. Time will tell. We'll see what happens, guys. But if you do enjoy these quick updates, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. See you again soon. Hello everybody, it's time to look at Sbet stock. We are seeing this one rise by 8% today, which is quite the impressive gain. Now this puts us on a very interesting path, because if you have a look over the past 5 days, you will see the stock is up by nearly 17%. It's certainly the case that we are moving in the right direction here in the past week. Now after the past month where the stock has dropped by well over 30% at its lows, you have to ask the question, is the trend now over, and are we beginning to make a little bit of a recovery? Well, you could certainly make that argument. Over the course of this very quick video, I'll be giving you all of my thoughts and opinions, but remember, as always, this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. Now, we've seen the stock bounce off of key levels such as 1450, levels that we've seen hold up again here, but also notably here too, as another level of support. We've seen it bounce and remain above levels like 1708, where we've had difficulty in the past, as you'll see, staying above 1730 and actually now breaking into the range of 1770. Now, where things get interesting is going to be initially at 1790, 1792. You're seeing difficulty at this point in the past here, so a break above there could be significant. Above there, you're looking to go to levels, in my opinion, such as 1892 into the $19 range. Now, on the other hand, what happens if we see this stock drop? Well, ideally, I'd like to see this one drop back, if it was to drop, down to 1610, right? Lower than that could be concerning and could indicate a trend change. But yeah, the RSI was coming into a very much an oversold period here in the last few weeks. You know, go back to the 4th, for example, and you can very clearly see this. However, coming up to where we are right now, you've seen the levels slightly high, slightly elevated, but kind of in the more normal range. And again, I think that we are potentially, and it is absolutely worth considering, in the beginning of what could be a breakout period here. You've got to also bear in mind, we're seeing a strong bullish action specifically towards the end of the day, which does imply that the momentum just is not really slowing here. So time will tell us to what does actually happen, but again guys, either way I'll keep you updated over the next few weeks. Thank you so much for your time. Again, if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, it helps me a lot, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now. Okay everybody, welcome back to the channel. Brief look today at GameStop. We are seeing GameStop stock actually quite neutral today, up by 0.4%, not really worth mentioning. However, this comes after a 5-day trend which brings us up by nearly 10%, and a month which now brings us up by 8% in total. Now this is very impressive for a number of reasons, and I think this week has been a very significant one for GameStop stock. I think this sets us on a very interesting trajectory for the next week or so, and I'll speak about all of that over the course of this really quick and short video. If you do enjoy these quick updates, please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help me to grow the channel. Anyway, yeah, so what are we seeing here and what stands out to me? Well, like I say, a very good week for GameStop off of the back of good news, which is absolutely perfect. The thing though, at the minute, does appear to be the case that we are having difficulty breaking into and remaining above the $5 range. Now the good thing is we've broken above those key levels of resistance, which were around $4.77, and it does appear that to some degree in the late part of today at least, and the last few days actually, we are beginning to form somewhat of a support which is above the 24.80 range. We want to see these levels of support ideally above this previous level of resistance, 24.70, 24.75. If we are able to remain above that with a new level of support, then we could be seeing things moving even higher into the next few days, in my opinion. Now the thing to consider is that the indicators here, RSI is still quite high. We may need to give this one time to cool off. I think a lot of people are underestimating the strength of this stock. Things are honestly moving in a very positive and powerful direction. However, even if we weren't able to hold on to these levels and were to drop a bit lower, potentially down to the 24.30 range, 24.40, I still wouldn't be too concerned, especially given everything that we've seen over the last few days. I think GameStop is moving in an ideal direction. Again, ideally we're remaining above 24.70, 24.75. If that doesn't happen, I think we are potentially dropping as low as 24.40s, but even that would be a massive win, especially given this major gap up. However, I think things fundamentally are beginning to look very good for this company, a lot to look out for in the next few days and weeks. I'll be keeping you guys updated, so you're going to want to subscribe for that. Thank you, see you again. Good evening guys, let's have a quick look at NEO stock. We are seeing NEO stock up today by 2.56%, which is very good, especially given everything that we have seen in the past 5 days. You guys will know we saw NEO stock absolutely drop off a cliff earlier this week. Stock price began to fall by over 6%, which, especially given the past trend that we've seen in the month, is quite significant. Now though, we have seen things slightly starting to flatten out. Stock actually bounced way back up, and we now are well above the $6 range. I think today is a move in the right direction for reasons which we'll get to over the course of this video. It's going to be a really quick no-nonsense update. If you do enjoy these, please make sure to like it and subscribe. Anyway, let's jump straight in, but remember, I am not a financial advisor. So, with NEO stock being up as much as it is over the past, let's say, 2, 3, 4 months, the question has become, and is increasingly becoming, where do we find the new levels of support? Where are our new ranges? It's all well and good seeing these jumps, but you know what? I would argue that it's these small declines in share price which do actually maintain the possibility of further growth. What you really don't want is a stock to just continue to rocket up ad infinitum without a little bit of a pause. This helps the growth, in my opinion, to be a lot more sustainable, and it is a very good sign. Now, the fact that NEO stock is coming back so strongly from these lows that we have seen is also a huge sign. We are now holding in the channel and above the 595 support range, which is absolutely perfect. Still though, we are having difficulty breaking into the 630s, which is of course going to be a big level to watch next week. This has been a level of difficulty here, and also here in the past, so a push above there would be significant. Now, past that, we are going to be looking to 650s, and then potentially obviously onto the 660s, and then possibly even onto the 680s where we would go to retest highs. I think it all starts though with breaking those lower levels first, and that's why the next week or so is going to be a very interesting one. But yeah, I think this was not a bad week. I think it was a very good week actually. I think this is what the stock needed to see a few of the key indicators cool off. Just look at the RSI, right? Coming right back down from being significantly overbought to now being a much more stable territory. That's just my opinions on it all. I hope you do enjoy these quick videos. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe. Thank you for your time. Goodbye for now. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're looking quickly at Bitmine immersion stock today. This one is up by 15%, which is absolutely perfect. If you look at the chart over the past 5 days, I have been saying that we're seeing this begin to move in the right direction. The past month has been quite shaky, but look again into that 5-day trend and you will see the stock is and was beginning to flatten out. This could, or potentially was, and obviously did end up being, a sign of a potential trend change. I said this as we bounced down to levels such as 39, where we have seen the stock found previous supports, most notably back here, right? We now have seen that level hold up, and obviously we have gone higher. Crucial things to note, we are breaking above levels at $50, which has been historically a level of difficulty to some extent. Now we are coming up to the next level that we can go on to retest. We are finding difficulty very close to where we are right now, in the $55 range, way back here on the 22nd of August. This is going to be a difficult period to break above. However, if you do that, if you are able to do that, you're looking at pushes into the 56 range, 57, and then of course potentially on. Either way, I think everybody can see this as a massive win for the stock today. I think things here really are moving in the right direction. Now, one thing that I would say is, with a stock that is up so big, even if we were to see a little bit of red in the first few days of next week, I wouldn't necessarily be all too concerned. You know, you've got to view everything in context, and I think this really matters. As I say, you go out to the 5-day chart, stock is up by 30%. You would kind of expect these moves to potentially come with some downside potential. I do think it does line the stock up very nicely, though, for further runs, and I think this is a very exciting period to be watching Bmnr stock. Let me know what you think to this in the comment section. Really quick video for you here, guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's have a look today at MicroStrategy stock. This is a stock which currently is up by over 1.6% today, which is fairly good. The question though is, what is happening and where do we go into next week? Well, over the course of this short video, I'll give you all of my personal thoughts and opinions based on what we are seeing here. At the same time, as always, remember this is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor, but if you do enjoy it, again, please do subscribe. Let's jump straight in. So I want to first acknowledge the trend here on the 5 days. We are now seeing this stock really flatten out. From the start of the 5-day period to the end, 0.9% rise, not really anything at all. Now, why this in itself is actually significant is the stock is down by nearly 16% in the past 30 days. Again, zoom into that 5-day and you could very much make an argument that we are seeing this trend slow down. You could very much make an argument that we are hitting levels of support that we have seen down at 322, a little bit lower as well at 320, and we are beginning to bounce from that. The question then becomes, where is the next level to watch out for? Well, I think this is actually quite simple. If we're looking at downside potential, we would like to see these levels of support that we've seen both today and in previous trading days like back here and here hold up. This would keep us at a price roughly 328 to 329 on the low end. A drop below that could signify moves as low, in my opinion maybe as 322. So ideally staying at that higher level of support. Now to the upside, breaking above levels such as 333 is going to be crucial. Then we're looking at levels like 334.70 before a potential push up to 336 and that range. Difficulty at that point here and here, you know, so pushing to 336, 337 would be ideal for the next couple days. Past that, you are looking to get above resistance levels such as 340, but of course that could be a long way off. To give a brief summary and a sum up of everything that we are seeing here with this stock, I think things are looking quite good. I think we're in a position where the stock price is beginning to line up and move in the right direction, and that does fill me with a lot of confidence. However, I will leave you guys to make your own opinions up in the comments. Thank you for your time. Hope I'll see you again. Goodbye. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's have a look today at Opendoor stock. We are seeing this stock drop by 13% today. This is something which a lot of people will of course be paying attention to, specifically after the rally that we have seen with Opendoor stock. Over the course of this video, I will be giving you all of my thoughts and opinions on what we are seeing. If it sounds good, as always guys, please do make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe, but as usual, remember this is not financial advice. So yeah, let's jump straight into this one, make it as quick as possible. Now, honestly, despite what many may say, I'm not too concerned with what we're seeing today here with Opendoor stock for a number of reasons. Number one, we are seeing the stock still hold, for the most part, above $9, with a major support coming in today, roughly around $9.10, which is absolutely perfect. Now, this is going to be significant. If we can hold on to $9 into the next couple of trading days in next week, I think this does signal some strength coming in. You know, whenever we see these major jumps up, people really become very fearful for some reason when the stock drops, mainly because they probably buy at the top. In reality though, this is what you would expect, and the fact we've been able to come back a little bit from this towards the end of the day, as you can obviously see here on the 1 day chart, actually is a good sign. Now, you know, with a stock dropping as much as it has, you're going to expect some sell-off action. I think this is almost guaranteed. I don't see this as necessarily being that worrying. I think this is pretty good. Going forwards into the next few trading days, like I say, ultimately to hold above $9 would be ideal to the downside, and to the upside, well, we're initially trying to break 9.45, where we've had difficulty over the last day or so. Then you're looking to go to 9.65, where we've seen further difficulty a little bit later back. Then you're looking to potentially push up to $10 and above. It's that simple for the next couple of days, guys. That's the way I see it. Really quick update for you here. If you enjoyed it, guys, as always, please do make sure to leave a like in it and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. If you do, thank you. Goodbye.